Happy Monday, my friends. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the speeches that you're writing. Now, I know that you have written at least two speeches last week with me in either in school or at home on your own. And what I noticed from the speeches that I've read is that you guys are getting really good at saying what your opinion is, and you're getting really good at coming up with your reasons. And there are certain things that we can do to tweak that a little bit to make sure that we're being really clear. And one way to do that is to state our reasons, but to support them with examples. So it's like if I was to go and try and build a building, I'm not just going to put a whole bunch of floors one on top of the other without some support under each one to make sure that each floor is resting solidly. And so when I write my speech, I'm going to say that these are the reasons why you should feel the way I do. But if I really want to bring you on board, I'm going to give you some examples. All right, just to show you what I'm thinking. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Now, if you remember last week, I was writing a speech about how how I should get an allowance. Okay. And so I was saying, hey, mom, dad, I think there's something that's really cool that's going to make our family so much better. And it's that I should get an allowance. Okay. Here's the reasons why. I should get an allowance because I'm responsible for an 8-year-old. I should get an allowance because I'm going to be able to not have to ask you for money anymore. And I gave my reasons, but I didn't support those reasons with anything else. I just said what the reasons were and then said, so you say I should get an allowance. But if I really, really want to reel my readers in, and in this case, it's my parents, I should give examples of what I mean. So I'm going to give you guys a little organizer today, a little graphic organizer, and you'll write what I'm writing here on your organizer. So one of the reasons that I gave is that I'm responsible for an 8-year-old. And I remember when I wrote it, I didn't give you any examples about what I meant. So I just said, hey, mom, dad, you should give me an allowance because I'm responsible. Well, just because you're responsible and you're telling me doesn't mean you actually are. So what do you mean by that? Well, I clean my room without asking. I do my homework on my own. So those are two examples of how I'm responsible. And maybe I want to help my parents see what that has to do with me getting an allowance and being responsible with that. So this is what I came up with. I give my introduction. Hey, mom and dad, I got something that I know that you need to know that's going to make our family better. And then my claim, I should get an allowance. Okay. One reason why I should get an allowance is because I'm responsible for an 8-year-old. I'm responsible, for an 8-year-old. So here's how that part of my paragraph might look. One reason why I think I should have an allowance is because I am responsible for an 8-year-old. For example, I am responsible by cleaning my room without asking. Also, I do my homework on my own. So I know that if I'm responsible in these parts of my life, this will carry over into how I manage my money. Then I'm going to go right into the next thing. Another reason why I should have an allowance is, and I go into my second reason. I'm just writing my paragraph. So my paragraph right now has the introduction, it has the claim, and it's got my first reason. But when I give my first reason and my second reason and my third reason, I want to support those reasons with examples. Okay? So I want you to be really, really clear that when you write today, you're going to develop your reasons. All right? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and come back to you. Come back to me, Nancy, please. And I'm going to say that moving forward today, all I want you to do in your notebook is maybe circle one of your reasons that you gave for why we should use gas-powered cars, or why we should have longer yard time, or why everybody should be wearing a mask, or why kids should vote. I saw the gamut of great, great ideas yesterday. Okay, or I'm saying yesterday because right now it is Wednesday and you're watching this and it's Monday. I'm going to lose track of the days. But so I've seen some really great ideas. Now I want to help you make that idea better. Okay, so remember today in your notebook, you're going to circle one of the reasons that you gave for why your claim should be what it is. And you're going to take it, put it on a separate sheet of paper or in your notebook and develop it with examples. Okay, if you can't think of any examples, then maybe that's not a strong enough reason. Maybe if you can't think of 3 reasons, then maybe that's not a strong enough claim. Maybe you ought to go with something else that you know more about. Okay, do your best, spend a good amount of time today working, and then I'll come back to you and see how you're doing. All right, you can show me your work. All right, hope you all have a beautiful day. Bye.